Back on the Federal Bank CNN News 18 primetime studios here on the right stand, ladies and gentlemen, this entire K-Sympathy is really matters coming to a head, and the common people rejecting what the House of Commons did in Canada. Common people of Canada rejecting it. We told you just a few days ago how the Canadian House of Commons honoured pro-Khalistan designated terrorist by Bharat Hardeep Singh Nijjar, wanted on a red corner notice since about 2017. And they honoured him with a moment of silence on the occasion of his of 1 year of his death. This was and then on 23rd of June, the Indian High Commission, the Indian Embassy in Canada, paid homage to victims of the Kanishk bombing, slamming Trudeau government for glorifying terrorism. But 39 years since one of the deadliest terror attacks in which 329 passengers lost their lives, the victims still await justice, a lot of them in Canada. Whereas those who were clearly involved in the bombings roamed free in Canada. The Trudeau government failing to crack down on these separatists behind the attack, secessionists, and even after 39 years, all that Canada Police is saying is we are investigating, the efforts remain active and are ongoing, 39 years later. Trudeau government support to these Khalistani elements and these K elements, these K goons, families of the Kanishk bombing victims turned away members of this pro-Khalistan Sikhs for Justice outfit during that prayer meeting. They asked them to walk away, get away, they pushed them out. During the prayer meeting, Canadian Sikhs asked the Sikh for Justice and other Khalistani, pro-Khalistani members, pro-secessionist members, categorically stating that no Sikh wanted a separate nation of Khalistan, and they also expressed disappointment that no representative of the Canadian government was there present to mark the anniversary of the tragedy. Reflects a lot on what the Canadian polity has now come down to, ladies and gentlemen. Indians in Canada also wrote to Justin Trudeau over Parliament honour to Nijjar and slammed the glorification of the extremism. And Canadian citizens who are plying their wares in Canada thoroughly disappointed. There is one of the letters by Radio Club, Radio India Managing Director Maninder Gill, and I have a copy of this where he's very clearly said that Nijjar, by Canadian newspapers, Canadian papers have themselves called him a somebody who believed, who had given a call to arms. They said that he was steeped in extremism. He has been seen wielding an AK-47 in one of his visits to Pakistan and also on Canadian soil. He arrived in Canada on a fake passport, and he's saying that after honouring a Nazi, an individual like him, a terrorist, a wanted man like him, was being honoured by the by the Canadian House of Commons. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go across to our guests and ask them this question. Is Canada openly whitewashing terror and terror sympathizers? Openly whitewashing Break India, anti-India elements? Joining us now, Ambassador Rajiv Dogra. We also have Ramneek Singh Maan joining us, and Sardar RP Singh stays on with us. Ramneek Maan, how would you see the response? Aap sabko namaste, Jai Hind. How would you see the Canadian citizens' response where they have turned away these SFJ members, but these elements get a free run in Canada?
Sat Shri Akal, Namaste, Jai Hind to all.
Sat Shri Akal ji.
Well, that's a first, because there has always been a silent majority which has been suppressed by the vocal minority. And these Khalistani elements in the UK, in USA and in Canada have been very proactive. As a matter of fact, the hotbed has been Canada. And I've said it over and over again that Canada is steadfast. It's on its way of literally becoming the Pakistan of the West. So this is something which is which should be seen as a positive sign, a first, that people, the common citizen would walk up and confront these people. The fact of the matter is that Hardeep Nijjar has been a designated terrorist. He's booked under UAPA in India. And that has been thoroughly informed to the Canadian government and the Canadian authorities, and they knew that this person had travelled to Canada on a fake passport. He reached Canada on the papers being addressed as Ravi Sharma. So Hardeep Singh Nijjar essentially is Hardeep Sharma when he lands in Canada, and this was investigated and his passport was found fake by the Canadian authorities. It took them 4 years, and I must also add, when Hardeep Nijjar joined hands with Jagtar Singh Tara of Babar Khalsa International, that is when he got his Canadian citizenship. and he tried to get Tara out of Thailand, and that's when the Indian authorities arrested him in 2015. I'm talking about Tara.
Yeah.
In Thailand, in Pattaya. So his association, his links with the Khalistanis are well known. He had gone to Pakistan with the help of the ISI, and that's when he was sent from Pakistan to Thailand to try and get Tara out of there. So Jagtar Singh Tara is the same person who's involved in the killing of Bayant Singh, and he's now incarcerated. He's in the prison for killing a sitting chief minister. So these people are being addressed, surprisingly, as honorable citizens. They're being told that he was a religious leader. He was not a religious leader. He is a terrorist element, a designated terrorist by India, who has pictures yielding AK-47 in Pakistan. The Pakistan ISI, the CSIS knows everything about it. And a few days before he was killed, his son has claimed that my father was in constant touch with CSIS. And officers and representatives of the CSIS, that is the Canadian Secret Service, were in touch with my father. So if an ordinary plumber, what is the CSIS doing dealing with ordinary plumber?
So the Canadian intelligence,
and that's why I say that.
Yeah, so you've actually pulled out the entire story there beautifully, Ramnik Man, that the CSIS, that the Canadian State Intelligence Services, is involved in protecting Nijjar and other elements. Canada is also part of the Five Eyes, Ambassador Rajiv Dogra. So is there a greater game at play? Are those who are trying to foster never before equations and relationships with Bharat also using their allies within the Five Eyes to foster secessionist elements to keep India in turmoil?
Well, India in turmoil or India under pressure, that's really the question that we should be thinking about and talking about on a constant basis. But let me go to another coincidence. 1980s was a time when Pakistan was actively sponsoring terror in India. 1984, decades back, was the time when Kanishk happened. And who was the Prime Minister of Canada? Justin Trudeau's father, Pierre Trudeau. Is there a connection? Is there a connection between the Trudeau family and Pakistan and its ISI? And that is why they maintained a constant line all through these 40 plus years. That is worrying, because Pierre Trudeau, the father, could have prevented Kanishk happening and loss of 300 plus lives, because there was enough warning. And now, as you said very rightly, and Mr. Maan elaborated, for 39 years they are saying that we are continuing to investigate this, but as far as Nijjar is concerned, they have wiped out all the blogs that he had on his record and now found 4 young boys as the persons who were responsible for killing him. But they have not given even a spot of evidence to the public at large or to Canadians themselves that this was not a gangland killing, but a killing sponsored by someone outside Canada. So obviously there is reason to believe that Canada is hiding more than it is revealing. The other thing which is very worrying is that if Pakistan is the state sponsor of terror, then Justin Trudeau, has gone many steps ahead.
Yes.
Here, the state of Canada and the people of Canada are absolutely against what is happening in Canada vis-a-vis India. But Trudeau has become not only the sponsor of terror, but also a protector of terrorists. So the worrying thing is, what should we do about a man who is sheltering terror within his government and actively supporting them for his narrow political purposes?
Right. No, but the fact is, Sardar RP Singh, Bharat has not done much about putting these people back in no-fly list, about trying to renew and issue fresh red corner notices against them. If there were 300 or known or estimated or expected to be sympathizer pro-Khalistanis or active Khalistanis who were taken off the blacklist a few years ago, only 20 to 25 of them have behaved. The rest of them should be put back on that list. or vice versa, whichever the truth. Those who have not been able to really change their demeanor, they should be put back on that no-fly list and become unwelcome in Bharat. Why are these kind of hard actions not taken? And are we not wise to what the Five Eyes are doing, and who controls the Five Eyes? Everybody knows.
Well, Anand, I 100% go by you that the Government of India should initiate the red corner notice against all those who are doing anti-India activity and are part of this caucus which is trying to spread this Khalistan agenda in US, UK, Canada, Germany, Australia. But that one point, let's understand, we spoke about Nijjar. There's a gentleman named Ripudaman Singh Malik, who was also killed. He was also part of the bombing part, the Kanishka bombing. He later on he came back. He came back to came back to India also and apologized that yes, it was wrong. He did. He was pardoned by the court as Nijjar was.
Right.
But no one has ever spoken about Ripudaman Singh Malik. Who killed him? Why was he killed? Who were the people who killed him? And then never even Canadian government has initiated anything. I mean, anything which should investigate the killing of Ripudaman Singh Malik. This recent incident, the key to the complete thing lies with killing of the Ripudaman Singh Malik. The Ripudaman Singh Malik, as per my information knowledge, goes that he was killed by the Nijjar gang or by the other part of the team which bombed Kanishka, because Ripudaman Singh Malik changed heart. He came to India, he went to Darbar Sahib, and since he went back and he was killed. And it was in a retaliation that Nijjar was killed by the people who are close to, I'm not naming, I mean, it can be family member, it can be other associates who are close to Ripudaman Singh Malik. One, this is another dimension to your complete story. Other part is that Trudeau can't do without it. I mean, he is dependent on Khalistanis. His government can't, his government is a minor government, he's a minority government. And to safeguard his interests, his political interests, he can go to any extent.
Right.
And then he's doing this, he's doing the same as any politician would do, but at the cost of keeping snakes at their backyard.
No, but what I'm saying is, what is the political cost for Canada for doing this? What is the political deterrent? Clearly, Canada cannot do this on its own. There are the likes of the United States of America backing it. Five Eyes, most powerful nation is the United States of America. On the one hand, US is saying, oh, India is our biggest partner in this region. On the other hand, it is backing Canadian claims which are based on backing a terrorist. So this entire thing about standing up to terrorists, there is no good terrorist and bad terrorists, all of them, this is hogwash. Or do those rules apply only to us? Look at the hue and cry they made about an alleged attack on Gurpatwant Pannun. A good for nothing, no gooder.
I was coming to that.
And
People like
an entire
Gurpatwant
US
Pannu
state is backing him. What are we doing as a nation, sir? What are we doing to safeguard our interests? What are we doing to ensure that these elements don't sit there and plant trouble in Punjab?
Well, people like, they can't do anything in Punjab. Let's be very assured about this, that they can only create noise outside, and they're trying to divide the community outside, and they're trying to create a rift between the Hindu and Sikhs in other countries, not here. And there also they have failed miserably. Even Sikhs are not with them. But yes, Pannu, Gurpatwant Singh Pannu and likes of Gurpatwant Singh Pannu are being used as assets for strategic assets by America or by Canada for their other objectives.
So my humble submission is, should anybody be forced to bow down to Bhindranwale inside a Gurdwara? It's happening in Southall, it's happening in Surrey, it's happening in Fremont, it's happening in multiple Gurdwaras across the world, it's happening in Australia. How is it possible that outside of the 10 gurus you can be forced to bend to anybody else? How can guns and all be kept inside the Gurdwara and you be forced to bow to them and pray to them and say that no, they are going to be our ideals? How can money be collected on the names of these people, these kind of elements, and that be justified? And the Akal Takht, the Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee, nobody, the custodians of Sikhi have got no problems with it. This is something which all of us need to reflect upon. I have to cut this short a bit because we got news coming through. We've got news coming through about the Latur police. I'm just reading this about the Latur police as we got to take a very short break. The Latur police in the NEET issue are going to make yet another arrest. They have detained another teacher in Latur after Jalil Pathan. The second one is Sanjay Jadhav, who's been now detained and he could be arrested soon. So crackdown on NEET is also being expedited at multiple levels. It's reached Latur in Maharashtra too. See you after the break.